This is exactly how I went from getting all hyped up one week, talking about I'm all in, I'm disciplined, it's me against me, I'm starting with fire, and then quitting the next, starting over every few months to finally becoming the woman who finishes. The one who broke the start and stop cycle for good.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm Mimi, and here we talk about all things growth, all things elevation, and everything that helps us step into the version of ourselves that we've been praying for. We're getting out of our own way and going after the life that we deserve. But before we get started, a quick disclaimer: the clips you'll see in this video are used under fair use for educational, commentary, and inspirational purposes. All credit and love goes to the original creators. Now, let's get into it. Please remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and flow wherever you're being guided.
This is exactly how I went from getting all hyped up one week, talking about I'm all in, I'm disciplined, it's me against me, I'm starting with fire, and then quitting the next, starting over every few months to finally becoming the woman who finishes. The one who broke the start and stop cycle for good until Amos 9 and 13 literally became my reality. Until things started happening so fast, my head was swimming. And here's how I did it. I stopped treating consistency like a personality trait and started treating it like obedience. Meaning, I stopped excusing inconsistency as part of who I am and started seeing it for what it really was. Self-neglect, self-abandonment, and self-betrayal to who I'm really called to be. Because being consistent isn't about feeling motivated all the time. It's about holding myself to the standard of the women that I said I wanted to become. And I stopped negotiating with old versions of me that only knew how to start. See, starting is a behavior. It's something you do. But finishing is an identity. It's something you embody. And old me was addicted to the feeling of starting. New idea, new plan, new motivation. But the woman you're becoming is rooted in follow through. And I had to stop subconsciously arguing with the version of me that preferred comfort, avoidance, and inconsistency. And there was a shift when I realized that every time I quit, I wasn't tired. I was triggered. I was having a trauma response to expansion. My nervous system was still wired for survival, not success. So I had to train my body to stay where God wanted to bless me instead of running back to what felt familiar. Because what happens is subconsciously you do something to pull yourself back to what feels normal. Procrastinate, restart, distract yourself, self-sabotage. You have to get to the point where the new you stops needing emotional permission to do what God already said to do. There's only 3 parts to this strategy: God, strategy, timing. God. When you stop breaking agreements with yourself, you're no longer just talking about putting God first. You're living it. Putting God first isn't only prayer and fasting and talking about faith in your actions. It's obeying what he already told you by following through on the things he put in your hands. So when you keep your word to yourself, you're actually honoring his word to you. Strategy. Once I got obedient and consistent, I had to get clear on what my God-given idea was. I had to recognize the specific gift or message God gave me that could help people, which was my core assignment. And I packaged it into digital products. And I turned that gift into something that people could buy. Ebook, courses. I had to learn how to market. I can learn how to serve people well, but also multiply what God gave me. Timing. Once I became the new version of me who could actually hold the blessing, the new me outdid the old me. And the results finally matched to who I had become. When I stopped operating like the old inconsistent version of myself, my results leveled up to match my new habits, mindset, and discipline. I just didn't build digital products. I built proof that purpose pays when you move with God.
In 2025, you can make thousands of dollars a month as a woman right now with no skill. And before y'all say anything, no, it's not dropshipping, no, it's not digital marketing, no, it's not trading, but it is called SaaS. I started my SaaS business about 2 years ago, and I'm making 6 figures right now. No, I'm not a millionaire, but I do live a great life, and it's because I started something that no one talks about. And no one talks about this. I want you guys to look up SaaS right now on TikTok or Instagram, see if you find anything. Now, your next question is, what is SaaS, girl? What is it? Like, we trying to make money. Well, that's what I'm about to get into. Now, I want you guys to listen real carefully because I'm about to break it down. SaaS stands for Software as a Service. Now, for people who don't understand what I'm talking about, think of Canva, think of Netflix, think of softwares you use on a daily basis. If you go to an appointment with a hairstylist, what do you use? A booking calendar. That's a software. Now, imagine you set that appointment calendar up for that hairstylist, right? And she paid you to do it. Now we're getting into SaaS. SaaS is where you rent out a pre-built software, so there's no teching and no coding and no schooling involved, hence why this takes no skill. And you help businesses set up things like automated text messages, getting more Google reviews, setting up booking calendars, or maybe even making them a website, but you set this up for them. Now, the reason why this business is passive is because you set up the system one time and then they subscribe, and every single month they pay you to keep utilizing the automation or system you've set up. The reason why this works is because a lot of small, mid-sized businesses aren't using AI. They're not using automations because they're not familiar with it, or they just don't feel like going through all the technical stuff. But little do they know, this is not that hard to set up, especially if you're utilizing a software that already does the work for you. So if you're a woman who's been looking for something and trying to make money online and doing something that's passive, and you want to do something from home, and also you do not want to build a whole social media account and be a content creator, start a SaaS business. It's the best thing that ever I came across. And I've been in the industry for 2 years, and I can tell you right now that there is not a lot of people doing SaaS, especially women. So you want to get into it, literally, I have a guide in my bio, or get started on your own, do your thing. I'm trying to tell you right now, get into SaaS, because your life is going to change 2025.
Ladies, let's be honest for a second. What do you really think has been your greatest contributor to not living the life you know you deserve? Is it a lack of knowledge? A lack of resources? Because honestly, some of the things I've been hearing women mention lately, I hadn't even heard of before, let alone thought to try. So, what is it really? Is it fear? Is it mindset? Or maybe we just haven't been fully obedient to what God has already placed in our spirit. Because even though the year is almost over, it's not too late. Not too late to start that business. Not too late to take that leap. Not too late to finally give yourself permission to begin again. But okay, let's get back into it. And as you watch, really ask yourself, what if this could work for me? Because the truth is, it still can.
I'm a business owner at 21 that's accumulated over $400,000 in 1 year, and today I was asked what would I do if I was down to my last $2,000, and I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I would do. The first thing that I would do to start my business is create a Shopify website account. I don't think people realize that Shopify gives out a lot of deals. Right now, the first month of Shopify is $1. The next thing I would do is buy a pre-made template website that will make it easy and quick for me to get started. And I know your next excuse is I don't have a logo. Please go to Canva. Canva is free. You can make your own logo, and they have AI that will make your logo for free. All your vendors that you need to talk to should be through WhatsApp. That's free. Text your customers about any updates with your business. You can use PostScript. That is also free. Now you're asking me, what am I going to sell and how can I afford to get a sample product? All my mentees, I buy all their sample products for them. Not only do I tell them where to go, how to talk to their vendors, how to start a business, how to do their website, I help them with all that. Now a mentee that has made $65,000, y'all. $65,000. She quit her job. Here's her testimony right here. Okay, this is no gimmicks. I am really helping girls start their business, become self-efficient to be able to make their own money without a man. I am helping, and I have 2 more spots. Do not miss out. I'm telling you, do not miss out. Okay.
This is the video you've all been waiting for. Here's how to write a pitch that lands you on PR lists, gets you invited to influencer events, and even can get you a paid brand deal. Welcome to part 2. If you didn't watch part 1, be sure to go watch that. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Asa Cameron. I'm a former influencer marketing girly turned full-time content creator on the road to 100K and helping others like you along the way because my NDA expired. When I worked in PR, I read so many pitch emails that took way too long to get to the point and failed to show relevance to the brand or the opportunity they were seeking. A good influencer pitch works because it makes the brand's decision to work with you easy, it gets to the point quickly, and it showcases your alignment with the brand or the opportunity you're seeking from the start. I'm going to teach you how to do that in 4 steps so you never have to ask someone how to pitch again. There's 2 different kinds of pitches. There's cold pitches and there's warm pitches. Warm pitches are emails that you write to people that you're familiar with or a brand that you already have a connection with, and a cold pitch is an email you write to a brand you have no connection with or a person that you don't know at all. Good pitches have strong intros that focus on personalization and your personal connection to a brand, business, or product. You can do this by mentioning your platform and the kinds of videos you post and what relevance that has to the industry in which the brand that you're reaching out to happens to be in. You can also do this by mentioning a specific product or campaign or value that you connect with. Your intro should really be less about yourself and more about your platform and its relevance to the brand that you're reaching out to. Second, you need to have a very clear value proposition and a reason why a brand should work with you. This is where you mention who your audience is, what they want, and why they listen to you. Your value can be things like viewership, your follower count, your reach, the trust you have with your audience, your ability to influence people, your click-through rate, your buying power. There's so many different things. You just need to figure out what that is for you. This part of the pitch is really about focusing what's in it for the brand instead of what's in it for you. If you need help with that, check out Not Another Guru Guide. Third, you need a specific collaboration idea. You need to make it very clear what exactly it is and how you plan to integrate the brand into your content. Are you seeking a paid partnership, a gifted collaboration, an invite to an event, or do you just want to be on their PR list? Make that very clear in this part of your pitch if you haven't already. You also want to think of ways that this collaboration could be mutually beneficial. Outside of your value prop, what value can you provide the brand on this specific campaign, idea, event? Are you providing story assets, organic promo, a new audience, a niche audience, a connected community? And lastly, you need to end off with a simple call to action. You can say something like, if there's any opportunity to be added to your PR list, invited to this event, considered for this campaign, I'd be thrilled to feature your brand in my upcoming content. I'd be happy to curate organic coverage of the event. I'd love to be considered for this campaign. And you can end off with attaching my media kit below for your convenience, and I'm happy to provide you with any additional information you may need. I'm gonna give you guys a screenshot here of the template that I wrote up for you guys, but make sure that you make it personal to yourself. It's good, but it's not great yet, but it will be when you add your own story, your own personal connection to a brand, and you make sure that it sounds like you and is relevant to the content that you create, audience that you serve, value that you can provide to the brand. If you're anything like me, I know you guys are gonna want more tea. That's why I'm writing part 2 to Not Another Guru Guide. It's called Pitch to Paid, where I'll give you the info on how to find the proper context to literally any brand you can think of, more pitch templates and management tools so that you can land PR lists, get invited to events, and go from pitch to paid.
8 of the most profitable businesses that have the lowest failure rate that are quietly making people millionaires. I know people who run some of the businesses I'm about to talk about that are now turning over multiple millions. The last business is literally one of my favorites. So if you own the last business I'm about to talk about, please do not hate me for sharing with the people. But 75% of millionaires and people who are financially free are business owners. You have to own assets. Number 1 are home care agencies that specialize in nursing care. So that means they need to provide skilled nursing care to support clients who have stomas or nasogastric tubes, etc. Oftentimes people who start these businesses are working directly with private insurance companies or local government organizations like the local authority, and they could be charging more than £100 an hour to service these clients who might need more than 40 hours of this type of care a week. And statistics shows that 80% of these types of businesses are still operating after 5 years, and that's because these businesses are recession proof. It doesn't matter what happens, people still need care, and we have an aging population as well. But I literally watched a video about a lady saying she started a nursing care agency in the US in Atlanta 5 years ago, and she now turns over $5 million. That's insane. Number 2 are transportation businesses, but specifically niche ones like specialist medical couriers who are transporting anything from dangerous goods to radioactive material to vaccinations with pharmaceutical companies to cryogenic material, all the way right through to specialist passenger transport in the form of home to school transport. Nobody's actually talking about home to school transport online, and it's low-key kind of weird when I know there are people who are literally making $5,000 plus a week with one school bus transporting anywhere from 8 to 10 children for 4 to 5 hours a day. Home to school transportation businesses, you're working directly with government organizations who set aside billions yearly specifically to cater for that type of service. Number 3 are small business accounting firms who have typically profit margins anywhere from 20 to 40%, which is incredibly high. Millions of small business owners need to use accountants in order to file year-end accounts. You need to realize that there are millions of business owners who use accounting firms every single day. Number 4 are niche cleaning companies who typically can have profit margins from 15 to 30%, if not more, especially when they are niche. The companies who make the most money in cleaning are typically the ones who work with industries in high risk. So we're talking about construction in medical and healthcare sector, biohazard cleaning. Think about what the pricing strategy would look like for a cleaning company who specializes in cleaning biohazard scenarios, maybe blood, etc., versus someone who's just cleaning a residential property. The price difference is quite literally in the hundreds. Typically, those niche cleaning companies end up working with larger organizations or even government bodies for the most part, which means they make way more money and they have longer contracts, which means they have more sustainability within their business. Number 5 are waste management companies, and oftentimes these businesses are so successful because they have 2 business models in one. They take away your waste, which could either be liquid waste, it could be infectious waste, if you work in healthcare settings, it could be shredding of confidential material, but they also are transportation businesses. So they're charging you for both of these services and are making bank. Really, waste management companies are essentially, it's a middleman business because they are simply the ones that are picking up the waste, and they do have to have certain licenses, except another company who then actually disposes of the waste for the most part. One of my businesses needs to use specialist waste management companies, and I was absolutely gobsmacked at how much I was being quoted for just for clinical waste and also infectious water waste. Number 6 is real estate, and many real estate businesses typically have an 86% success rate, but not real estate just in the way that you think about it. Like most people are doing Airbnb, but some people have branched into higher ticket market forms of real estate and combined it with supported living. So they will own the property, get paid rent, but also they will offer the service of supported living where they cater to either children, adults, people with disabilities, and actually get paid by the government and different organizations to house those people and also look after their needs in the homes. Number 7 are home care businesses such as roofing, HVAC, garage door fixes. I mean, this guy built a £250 million business fixing people's garages. Number 8, my personal favorite, are laundromats, but not the way you think about it, because everybody's talking about how laundromats are super successful, but nobody's talking about the medical serviced laundromats like these ones here, making millions servicing hospitals, care homes, GP practices, with specializing in cleaning of infectious, soiled laundry. And laundromats, for the most part, have over 90% success rate.
Alright, my lovelies, that's all we have for today's video. How did the video make you feel today? Did the ladies share resources with you that you didn't consider? Did they make you look within yourself to see which behaviors of your own that has been causing you to not live the life that you know you deserve? Or at least the life that you were called to live? Comment down below and let me know how these ladies made you feel. Did you feel inspired? Because here, that's what we're about: growth, elevation, inspiration. We want to make sure we are actively working, becoming on the best versions of ourselves that we can be. Sort of like an army. But we're not an army, we're a gang. We're the growth gang. Thank you so much for checking us out today. And I will see you all in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Sorry about that, y'all know I meant subscribe. But thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.